welcome to another episode of Retro Love, and today we're gonna do a little unboxing of a very rare system which was only released in Taiwan, which is called the FUNTECH SUPER A CAN. This system came out in 1995. It was exclusively released in Taiwan, and it featured a Motorola 68000 chip, which is also used in the Sega Mega Drive or the Sega Genesis. And yes, you're thinking right when you think that 1995 is a little late for that chip, and that was the problem about this system, because it was not so successful commercially. It only existed for 2 years, from 1995 to 1997, when FUNTECH, the company that released that system, stopped producing the system because of the commercial unsuccessfulness. It's told that FUNTECH made a loss of $6 million with this system. So only a short living time for the system, but today it's very rare, and that makes it very interesting for collectors like me. There's only a list of 12 games that were released for this system, and today I'm going to do an unboxing of the system. I ordered this from a guy from eBay. I was looking for the system for quite a long time. As I said, it's rare, so it's hard to find. And I even traveled to Taiwan on one of my last holidays and tried to find it in Taiwan, and still there it was so difficult. In the end, I did not succeed. I didn't find the system in Taiwan, so I had to buy it from eBay. So this is the box the guy from eBay sent me, and we're going to have a look inside and see what's in it. It's 2 games and it's the system as such. I have not opened this box before, so you can join the first time I'm opening this box. So, let's go. Okay, first we have a game. I'm sorry to say that I don't know what the English name for this game is. There is a list of games on the internet. It's on Wikipedia. You can see there are 12 games. Of course, there is some kind of Chinese on it. There are translations. Every of these 12 games has an English name as well. But I'm sorry to say I don't know at the moment what's the name of this game. So that's the first game. Then here, this is the next game. I think that's called something with African Adventures or something like that. And at first glance, that's what I knew from the internet already when I read about it. If you have a close look at it, you can spot a special guy that's very well known all over the world. I don't know what this guy does on this cover. Maybe you can see him. I don't know why I used him for this game, and I have no idea about the games, what's going on in this game. But maybe we can have a close look at this game later when we try to power up the system. Then next, almost forgot about that. That's a still blister boxed extra controller. That's what they look like, still in the original box. At the back there is some loose description. I don't know what this is. Okay, it can be taken out. No idea. Let's have a look. Okay, this is just some kind of description how to insert the cartridges into the system. Some kind of a quick guide. I think nothing special here. Okay, but nice to have, why not? And then finally there is the system itself. Let me just quickly rearrange. So this system is still boxed. Box, top side, some kind of picture of the system, the Super A can. Very colorful. Box is in okay condition. There is some wear on the sides. I don't think you can see it here on the video now. This is the back side with some kind of description on it and some pictures about the gameplay. Okay, and here down at the lower, what is it, left side maybe, you can see there is a picture of a accessory for the system, and to my knowledge this accessory never was released, but they already put it on the box of the Super A can. This accessory looks pretty much like, if you know, it's the Sega Genesis 32X. I don't know what this should have been able to do, but as they never released it, we will never find out. Okay. On the side, of course, some graphics too. Other side, again, Super A can logo. Top side. Yeah, so that's the box. Very colorful, if you're asking me. Design not even too bad. So now comes the interesting part. Let's have a look inside. So we're gonna open this thing up. Trying not to damage the box too much by opening it. That's always a critical situation when opening old boxes. But okay. The guy that sent it to me obviously put some bubble foil wrap into the box as well. Thanks, I think that's not a bad idea. Oh, but he put it upside down inside the box, so let's turn it around. And as I already know from the pictures of eBay, there is some wear and tear on the inside box, so I'm trying to be very carefully when pulling it out of the box, so not to add any further damage. Oops. Okay, inside that's just a simple cardboard box, nothing special here. That actually looks very ecologically. Recyclable probably. But there is somewhere. Okay, so let's be careful here. Oops, that hurts the collector's heart, but that's how it is. Still, everything is in the original, I guess, plastic wrapping. This is the power adapter. What do we have here? It says input AC 110 volts, 60 Hz, output DC 8.5 volts. Okay, that's, at least for me, it's something special. It's not 9 volts, it's 8.5, okay. Then, of course, there is a controller. That's the same as we saw before in the still blister boxed additional controller. This one still has its original plastic wrapping. That's very nice. On the back, I don't know if you can see that, there's a switch. And it says turbo on and off. I have no idea what it does, but probably we're going to find out. Then there are some LEDs for hooking up the system to a TV. And okay, this looks interesting already because it has on both sides all three connectors. It's a cinch cable, it's yellow, white and red, but on both sides, which at least for me is very unusual. So I'm very interested in about what the back of the console itself, of the device itself, is going to look like. I expect there to be 3 ports, and yes, there they are. And here is the system itself. And I think this looks pretty much like a Super Nintendo or Super NES from the United States. Pretty much the same design. You have a reset button here, you have the power switch here, and you have some button to help eject the cartridge from the device. So this is the top, and on the back, as I already imagined to be there, there are the 3 change ports. And what else do we have here? Of course, there must be a power port, and there also is a RF port, so you can probably hook up the system to your TV by RF, which will most probably be a very bad signal to the TV. So we're not going to do that. We're going to use the cinch cables and see about the quality of this system. And on the front there are 2 controller ports. Let me see what they are. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a 9-port controller port. I don't know, maybe some other controllers from other 9-port game systems might work. For example, such as the Sega Mega Drive. I'm not sure if I'm going to try this because it's always a little risk that you at least damage the controller or maybe damage the system itself. So before I'm going to try this, I'm definitely going to do some reading on the internet and try to find out if this is possible. And this is the lower side of the system. There is some sticker, nothing special. There is some serial number. Don't know if this is really a serial number because this would be very, very high. Or I don't know how to read it. Maybe this means... This says something about 96, then a lot of zeros, and then some number. This is 9353, so this might be the 9353rd device that was produced in 1996. I don't know if this is true, this is just from my logic thinking about it. So this might be a 96 device, and yeah, that's it. That's all what's in the box, and yeah, so far so good. Okay, there is another thing that I just saw. Here on the side there is some port and some door, so let's open it up and see what's behind this door. Okay, we're back. I had to figure out how to do that. It's really, this is probably the worst door to open I've ever seen on any game system. It's really, really difficult, and you always have the feeling of breaking something. So, okay, now it's open. The lid is gone, and what we find inside is some connection port. But to be honest, I don't know what this was meant for, or if there is any device that can be plugged into the main system on the side. No idea. I will do some research, and if I find out any information I will tell you later. Okay, now a closer look at the box of the Super A Can. Let's have a look at everything that's on the front of this box. On the upper left side there's a can logo. Looks like green bubble with some red, yellow and blue smaller bubble. No idea what this means. Okay, nice logo, why not? Then here the slogan, the new wave for electronic games. Okay, that was a short wave, only 2 years. Then here technological information, 16-bit video game. Of course it uses, as I said before, the same processor as the Sega Genesis or Sega Mega Drive. the Motorola 68,000. Then some graphics. Here again the name of the system, Super A CAN. And by the way, I really asked a guy in a retro video game shop in Taipei in Taiwan how to pronounce the system, and he said it's Super A CAN. Alright, so I go for that too and call it Super A CAN. And here's some more information. What does it say? It says super high-speed dual CPU module. I don't know why it's a dual CPU. Okay. Massive audio memory and graphical memory support. Exciting and realistic sound effects. Special effects for more powerful graphical functions. Well, that sounds very promising. We'll see if they keep up to these promises when we hook up the system to the TV and play the two games that came with the system. Then, on the side of the box, it says, supported by the Software Industry Alliance. Okay, no idea about that. The enormous potential for future development makes a CAN the best choice in edutainment. Okay, so maybe they were aiming with the system at some kind of educational uses. Maybe it was meant to be for schools or universities, I have no idea. We will never find out because they did not succeed. Then here's some graphical elements. Okay, then let's go to the back of the box. There's a lot going on the back of the box. Again, on the upper left side, the CAN logo. Then I think this might be, yeah, it is the same text as on the front of the box. Then here's a nice picture of the system. Again, Super A CAN. And here is some more information, and here again is that, yeah, strange device that was never released, as to my knowledge at least. So let's read, maybe we can find more about that. What does it say here? Enhanced graphics processing ability lets you use up to 10 separate backgrounds, simultaneous enlargement, reduction, rotation and crystal ball effects on 2 backgrounds, character definition up to 640 animation units, texture mapping and shadow drawing capability. Wow, very impressive. I have no idea what it means, but yeah, some kind of marketing blah blah. Enhanced geometrical processing, 3D triangular flat paste for greater depth of field, maximum calculation up to 2.25 million. Yeah, okay, alright. Enhanced sound and speech functions, additional set of stereo ADPCM speech capability, that's what it says. Down here, sorry guys, I have no idea what this means. That's just techno blah blah to me. And here is a nice picture again of this additional device, which I already said several times. I don't know, I think it was never released, so I don't know why they put it on this box. Okay, let's go out again. Over here, picture of the system in use on a TV screen with some game. And on the bottom of the back side of the box, some, yeah, maybe probably legal information or company information, a telephone number. Might be funny to call them today, probably they won't answer anymore. Alright, so now let's have a look at the 2 games that I got with the system. Let's do a little unboxing of these 2 games. And the first one is called, I looked it up now, it's called African Adventures. This is the box. There's a lot going on the cover, a lot of figures, a lot of guys that will probably show up in the game. And I've never opened a Super A CAN game box before, so let's see what happens if we unbox this. Again, I'm trying to be very careful here because, you know, Retro Love, I don't want to add any damage to this game, and especially to the box. These are, yeah, they need to be treated very carefully. Okay, what we can see already now is that inside there is a plastic box, and it holds the paper manual, and obviously behind that manual there is the game cartridge. Okay, this is called African Adventures, and this here finally now is the game cartridge. It's about the size of a Super Nintendo or Super NES cartridge. It feels a little bit thicker than a Super Nintendo cartridge, and a little bit higher as well. This is the front cover. I don't know whether are these two dents. And here is a riffled part, okay. And on the back side there's a sticker again with some information that hopefully is not necessary for us because it's written in Chinese. Okay, that's game 1, African Adventures. And here on that side it says F008. So all the games, they had their separate number, and there are, as I said before, are 12 games, and this most obviously is game number 8. Alright, so this was African Adventures. So let's move on to the second game that came with that set, and this is called Son of Evil. This came in a additional blister box, which I very much like, and I have for almost all of my games in my collection such blister boxes. And I like it because they give these games a very neat look in the shelves, and they add a lot of protection to the games when storing them. So I can only recommend buying these. They're not too expensive, and yeah, it's a nice thing to have. Here, front side of the cover, some very evil looking guy with 2 horns, maybe some kind of devil image, I don't know. Box has definitely some wear and tear. Okay, inside already looks different. The plastic is different. This is white plastic, the other one was see-through plastic, but the idea is the same. The manual is put into the front of this plastic inside boxing, and here again is the cartridge. This seems to have, I don't know, something happened to this label. You can see it's very dark. I don't know, I think this is not the original look, so something happened to it. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. Here again is the game's number. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. It's called F003, so this seems to be one of the first games, probably the third game of the 12 games that were released for this Super A CAN system. And if I shake it, it feels a little bit loose inside. I wonder if it's going to work. I hope yes. If not, I might do the next video on a repair video and try to open this cartridge and reseat the inside of this module. On the back there's the same sticker as on the first cartridge I showed you. There is some residue of some sticker. I think I'm trying to go and put this away and have a nice clean sticker again, should not be a big problem. Alright, so this was the unboxing of these two games. Let's have a look at the back of the box. A lot of Chinese text and a few pictures. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read this. And just not to miss out on it, let's have a look at the box of the first game, African Adventures 2. Yeah, well, a lot of Chinese writing, some nice pictures of the game. I think it's best if we have a look at the games now on the screen and put them into the device and power it up. Alright, so now let's try out the first game, Son of Evil. Now, push start. Okay, so let's do it. Push start. Alright. Okay. I already pushed start, but I don't know what happens. But it looks nice. Oh. Seems to be some kind of RPG. Looks decent actually. Of course, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I just hope that it will end soon. I'm just pushing the buttons. Okay, maybe that's not it. Try some other option. Yeah, that might have been it. So this guy is away now, so let's have a look around. So the D-pad feels quite good actually. Box. Oh, okay. So up to now controls feel quite okay. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. Alright, this seems to be important. Let's see what happens inside here. Obviously there's some task that needs to be finished before I can leave the village. Too bad, I don't understand what to do. So this is some kind of menu. Unfortunately, this is very difficult to play unless you know Chinese. But as far as I can see, this might actually really be fun to play. Of course, you need to know some Chinese. Okay, let's try one more time to exit the village. Okay, doesn't work. And I can't figure out what to do. So I think I will have to stop playing this game right here because I can't figure out what to do. Let's try this side. No. Oh. It always takes me back into this house, but I have no idea. Oh. Okay. Oops. Yeah, too bad. Because actually I think this game might really be fun if you can read Chinese. Controls are quite okay or quite good. D-pad is very nice to play. All the other buttons of the joypad are really okay, so this is not a bad joypad. And controls are decent. Graphics, I think it's yeah, a nice standard for 16-bit. But obviously you need to know Chinese in order to play this game. And as I don't know any Chinese, or at least I can't read Chinese, sorry guys, I will have to stop playing this game. Alright, let's try the next one. Ah, here's the starting screen of the Super A CAN. And now this is African Adventures, or African Adventure. This is the start screen, so let's push start. The number of player. Okay, I'm trying to move right, but I can't get over the 2, so... Yeah, now I'm wondering, because there are only 2 controller ports on the Super A CAN, how can they offer to choose 6 players, and it doesn't work actually, so... No idea. Let's say I'm going to play only with 1 player. Now I can choose players, and here's some quite funny guy. I don't know why they choose this guy to put him into a video game. But of course I have to choose him. A lot of Chinese again. So I guess now it's my turn. I'm trying to move the D-pad, but nothing actually happens. Trying some of the other buttons. Okay, that was the start button. okay, on the left side of the screen there's this special figure, and when I'm moving the D-pad, different parts of his body are moving. Oh. Okay. So these are the other players that are moving now. They seem to have several options to choose from, but I can't figure out how to get to these options. I can only, by moving the D-pad, move the body parts of the guy on the left side of the screen. Let's try this one. I don't know why this region of his body is blinking. Seems to be excited. Nothing happens, not excited enough. Now the mouth is moving. Oh, okay. Oh. Alright. Can't choose this option. Let's take the other one. Can't choose this one either. Oh. Wow. This is going to be very difficult, so again, you need to know Chinese to be able to play this game. Yeah, so that's it. In the end, I can say the graphics look quite decent. Gameplay, I don't know how to judge that, but the controls, they are very responsive. There's no lag or whatsoever. The control pad is really neat. I think it's comparable to the Super Nintendo, but obviously you need to know Chinese in order to play these games. And as I don't know any Chinese, yeah, I think I won't be able to play these games. Sorry. So much for this little review and unboxing of the Super A can. And as soon as I get more games, I think I can try to play the other ones. Maybe they are easier to play, or at least you don't need to know as much Chinese. So far so good. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.